Okay, so now we're going to get into a TRX single arm row. Pretty much when people walk in here, one of the first exercises we'll teach them is a row, and a lot of times our go-to is the TRX, because you don't have to get them into learning how to hip hinge yet, so they're just pretty much staying upright and pulling with two arms. It's, again, we can beginner day one get somebody doing that. Once they're confident and they can do a TRX row, we can progress them and get them into a single arm row. So a single arm row, you're going to have your single handle set up, so we're just going to put one handle up out the way, facing your anchor point. Now alignment, this is critical. So I'm going to look at my anchor point and I'm going to kind of pinpoint it right between my feet. Some people will think, okay, I'm going to keep changing based on which hand. It shouldn't be. I want the anchor point kind of in the middle, because when I go back, I want my body to rotate. So by fighting rotation, I'm working my core. My body naturally wants to do this. So just by fighting that and staying square, right, I'm working core. I'm doing a pull, working my lats, and working my back here with the row. So let's break a few other things down. First thing, foot position. I always recommend when someone starts doing a single arm row, start them with shoulder width even slightly wider. Give them a wide base so they feel really secure. If you want to progress them, then gradually start to bring your feet, narrow the base. That's going to make it a little bit more challenging. With the pulling, especially with the single arm movements, I always recommend narrow the stance first before you get them in. As I always say, this coming in is like a big jump. It's like you going from doing a dumbbell row from 30 pounds to 45. It can be a substantial increase in load, just something as subtle as what I just did there. So I always say before you quickly to pull somebody in, narrow the stance up on that. All right. Now, as you're watching someone perform this, you want to coach up the plank. And again, what is that? Pull the kneecaps up. I want the legs tight, right? They're not bending the knees. Squeeze the bum. Glutes have to be tight, because that's going to keep the pelvis locked in position. And then the third, probably the most important part of this, is watch their rib cage. We don't want the rib flare. They go J-Lo on you, they're losing their core. So I always want the ribs stacked over the pelvis. It should be like a column, right? So when I start, I'm going to go back and right here. You want to see them coming up as one piece, all right? Last thing, here's just a little added tip. The extra hand, what do you do with the free hand, right? Most people are like, we need to do something. I'm a fan of just making a fist, keeping it out to the side. All right? I'm not so big on doing this, just putting the hand on the hip. There's a time I don't mind that. If I want them to be aware of where the pelvis is, I'll say put the hand there. But a movement like this, it's not going to assist them anywhere. I'm not worried about that. So if anything, they have all this tension on one side. So I'm going to say create some tension on the other hand also, and then make a fist. So I would recommend that they just make a fist here with the free hand. All right? So that's your TRX single arm row.